Om Shri Sai Ram. The tea wasn't good, I think. Om Shri Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram.
That's fantastic. I think you gave creamy tea today. Okay, I want you to keep your books, pens, everything now, except your teacups in your hand. Don't put it in somebody else's lap. Just listen. And not just hear. Just listen for the next 1 hour and try to make it as interactive, as real to life as it has been for me. Because it's my pet topic. If I get emotional, you can also get emotional. Bal Vikas is Sri Satya Sai Bal Vikas, let me clarify, is a symbol of his base. That's the topic that I have assigned to myself. Why do I use these words? This is because I have to take you back to my real life experience. As I told you, Bhagwan married us at Puttaparthi in the interview room, and just prior to our marriage, my father went into a financial crisis. There was not a penny, a rupee in the house to buy food, to buy anything, and Swami was insisting that we get married. So one day my father told Swami at Dharmakshetra, Bhagwan, we have no money to buy Mangal Sutra, we have no money to buy a sari for this girl. Swami just turned around and said, Tum chinta nahi karo. Do you understand little Hindi? Yes. Don't worry, you don't worry. I will do everything. I will give the sari, I will give the Mangal Sutra, I will give everything. We didn't have money to buy tickets to go to Puttaparthi. Train tickets, I'm not talking about flight tickets. Anyhow, Swami arranged everything and we reached there. And I was to get married on the 9th of June. On the 8th of June, Bhagwan calls me in with my mother and my mother-in-law and says, all the men stay back. So we all went in very happy that Swami is going to bless us. So we went in and Swami came out with 1 sari, 2 saris, gave everybody things. And to cut the story short and to come to at the end of the whole thing, I asked Swami, why are you doing this for me? These are the words. I was very close to Bhagwan, as I told Mahesh yesterday, that I would talk to him like how you talk to your father. So I said, Bhagwan, why are you doing this for me? I am not deserving of all this. And the words that Swami says make my hair stand on end. He said, you do my Bal Vikas, can I not do this for you? You do my Bal Vikas. So from the age of 17 you have been doing Bal Vikas for me. Can I not do this much for you? He did everything that a father would do for his daughter. That's why I say that Bal Vikas is a symbol of his grace. Then he added one more sentence, which comes from the word grace. He said, it is my anugraha that can change your navagrahas. It is my anugraha, my grace, that can change the stars in your horoscope. I don't know how much to tell you, but 1.5 years before our marriage, Swami kept telling yes, no to the boy, not this girl, any other girl you bring, I will get her married to you. Not this girl. And in an interview room. And he would come to me and say, don't listen to what I have told them. What I tell you is this is Bhagwan's. So I asked him, I said, Swami, 1.5 years you kept saying no, 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 no. And now you're saying yes, 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 yes. What is this? And Swami said, my anugraha can change your navagrahas. So, if you do his work, the crux of the entire today's whole day's function is, if you do his work, he will do your work. If you do his work, he will do your work. Not only that, this is the Kali Yuga avatar. There is no taking forward. What you reap, you sow. In this janam, he will pay you back. You have to think on it. Somebody asked me, are you not going to do shopping today? Are you come to UK and not going to do shopping? I'm telling you, in my life, I have to think I want this. Just have to think. And next day somebody will gift it to you. That is the power of this avatar. And this is not stories that I'm telling you. These are real life experiences. So if you want His grace, then this is the best. You wonder what, I think she doesn't know her spellings. A duck quacks. I'm trying to take such synonyms that will make you remember for life what should be the take-home message for every guru. The take-home message for every guru is to quack like a duck. But not Q-U-A-C-K. I know my spellings. It is Q-A-A-C. What does this QAAC stand for? Q stands for quality. A stands for attitude. The second A stands for approach. And the last letter C stands for commitment. If you have these 4 letters in your life, the process of transformation will automatically begin. What is the quality of a guru? The quality of the guru is the essence of Bal-Vikas. You must remember that this quality of a guru is only pure love. The quality of a guru is that you are the power of attorney holder, you heard in the morning, the constituted attorney of God on earth. What greater power can God give you? If you are His constituted attorney, you must have all the qualities of God with you. What is the essence of Bal-Vikas? The essence of Bal-Vikas is to realize divinity. Not only do you realize divinity, but make your children who are so close to divinity realize that divinity is the goal, a journey without distance. Because it is from the small I to the big I. From I to I. You know what is a small I, no? The dot, and the capital I, that is God. So it's a journey without distance. You're going from the small I, which is your ego, to the big I, which is the super ego, which is God Himself. If you pay attention to this goal in your life, then you have to pay attention to the next method. The method to achieve this goal. The method is simple. Run a Bal-Vikas class as if it is your last class on earth. Tomorrow there may not be a class. If you dedicate yourself with that conviction that today, Bhagwan, let it be my last class. What will you do if you know that tomorrow you are going to die? What will you do? You put your full effort to make it the best class. So if you go with that commitment that I want it to be the best class, then God will help you. The next important quality that you must have is to, as Dada said, give the children in small chunks. Unfold and educate. Unfold and educate. Unfold what? The glory of Satya Sai. The glory of Satya Sai does not mean this physical form of Satya Sai. The glory of the divinity within each child. A little story will help to explain this. I'll be telling a lot of stories, so it's going to be more of listening to stories because it's so natural. There was a Guruji who came to the king and asked the king, can you give me a place in this caravanserai? You know what is a caravanserai? Does anybody know what is a caravanserai? Yeah, okay, fine, it's good. I like that expression. Can you tell me, anybody who just said, what is a caravanserai? Have you heard of dharamshalas in Hindi? Have you heard of pilgrim inns? Yes. A caravanserai is a pilgrim inn. What does a person do in a pilgrim inn? He comes, or you have in London. What do you have? Bed and breakfast. No? Okay, your local language, bed and breakfast is a caravanserai. in your these motels that you have bed and breakfast. You come, stay for the night, have breakfast and leave. As simple as that. A caravanserai is just like that. So the Guruji said, King or Raja, I want a place to live in this caravanserai. The king was infuriated. How dare you call this palace a caravanserai? Can't you see this is a Raj Mahal? A king's palace? The Guruji realized that he had infuriated the king. So he said, can I ask you a question? Yeah. What now you want to ask me? Who lived in this caravanserai before you? My father, of course. The ex-king. And before him, my grandfather. How dare you ask me such impertinent question? And before him, my great-grandfather. And it went on and on like that. And what is a place where one comes and stays for a little while and goes called? A caravanserai. That's exactly what I said. So this life is a caravanserai. In this life, you have to give in small pieces. Unfold and educate the child in small chunks, as you rightly said, because the child should be able not only to digest, but to assimilate and give energy to himself with what knowledge you are giving. The quality of a guru should be like a role model. Be, do and tell. Don't underestimate children who come to your class. Remember, the children are, there's a common saying, the child is the father of man. I've seen it in my own class. In my class, I find children coming late. A regular problem. I have a class at 5 o'clock and the children will come in strolling at 5:10 in the evening. I don't like it. When I start a class, I don't like children coming late because they're missing and then they cause a distraction to the other. So I started using a trick. And when you think positively for a class, Bhagwan helps. Every time I start a class with Omkar, at that time the telephone bell rings and an association has taken place in the class that Omkar and the telephone marks the presence of Bhagwan's presence in the class. So not only that, I added on and I told it, I reinforced it. I see, every time we say Omkar, Bhagwan is already there and the telephone is, in Bombay you don't have to have those big chimes ringing. Telephone, Swami knows that in Bombay telephones ring, so Swami will ring at that time. If you want Bhagwan's presence to be felt in your life, start coming little early. What a change I found, just a sentence like this. Next week the children started coming 4:30, 4:40, 4:45 and waiting for the telephone bell to ring. God is greater, God is very clever at all this. That day the phone rang at 10 to 5, 4:50. One little chimp in my class, 6-year-old said, oh, today is second Saturday, auntie. There is no traffic on the road. Bhagwan came straight into So beautiful. The child, my job is done, isn't it? Yes? I have conveyed to the child that Bhagwan's presence is there in my class. How can a child never come to that class again? Because the love, the taste of love is already there. So he wants to come to class. I want you to get up and you strong man to get up. Come in front, don't get ready. My children will come running and say, auntie, I would have had more. Very simple, you're very strong. You fold your fist. Okay, fold your fist, put your thumb in. Sorry, I'm here. And don't allow him to open it. You can use your hands and open it. Okay? You can do anything you like, but you must open this. I'm just giving you 1 to 2 seconds. Come on, try. Just one. Please, can you please just let me see what you have. Please let me see. Just let me see. What happened? The moment I said you can do anything, he went on to the stomach. Then he realized the stomach is not important. He started pulling at his fingers. And then when I said, just let me see, please let me see, what do we do? He opened his hand. This is the power of love. I had forgotten about this, but Auntie had remembered that I had done it in Puttaparthi, so she reminded me. So the quality of the Guru is to be full of love. And your speech should be such that will want the child to come to your class. Then even the mute child will begin to speak. Don't underestimate a child in your class. I have a beautiful story. There's a conference of all the nations of the world. That means there's a Chinese, there's an American, there's a Russian, there's everybody seated. Now in always these conferences, it's always first come to tea and then committee. Swami always talks about come to tea. So first it was the dinner table laid and everybody was seated. At the head of the table sat a Chinese. Next to him was an American and accordingly they all sat. Now it's very natural when you have somebody seated next to you, you always want to strike a conversation. So the American thought that let me start speaking to this Chinese who's sitting all so coy and shy. You know, Chinese and Japanese are very humble and even their posture demonstrates humility. They're always bowing and talking. Have you noticed it's a beautiful place? I want you to go and see it. So this dining table was laid and everybody was seated. So first came the soup. So the American thought the Chinese doesn't know English, so he says, "You like soupy?" So the Chinese nodded. That's my story, they're not yet over. The soup plates were removed. And then came the starters. So the starters came and he asked, again the American asked the Chinese, "You like starters?" So the Chinese nodded. The starters were removed. Then came the rice. And the fish and the chicken, and every time he would try to make a conversation and that fellow would only nod his head. Finally came the fruits in the end, with a cherry on top of it. So he said, "You like fruity?" So the Chinese just nodded. Everything was removed. The people came back to position like how you are seated. And the master of ceremonies went on the stage and said, "Now we bring things to order and I will now announce the program for the day. But before I announce the program, I'd like our chief guest, Mr. Chin Win Lai of China, to come and address the group." Chin Win Lai went on the stage and he spoke the most impeccable English. He had a thunderous applause. He came down the steps and he asked, "Like my speechy?" So remember, the process of what you are doing is the process of transformation in the child. Every child that is coming to your class is a bud ready to be blossomed. You're helping that jiva to reach Paramatma, that child to reach Godhood. And the process that you adopt is a process of transformation. What is transformation? Transformation is not taking something. Transformation is dropping something. Just dropping something is transformation. And therefore, what do you have to do? You have to be like a balloon. You have to be like a balloon. There was a child who went on the beach and he saw the balloon vendor selling different gas balloons. White, pink, blue, yellow, red, everything. And this child went up and asked the vendor and said, "You have a white balloon, it goes up. You have a blue balloon, it goes up. Do you have a black balloon that goes up too?" The vendor was a very wise man. He said, "The color is not important. It's the air inside which is important. The air inside the balloon is important. So therefore, this is what you have to be to the child. You have to teach the children that it is not important whatever size or color they have. What is important is the Atma inside, the soul inside, the process of realizing divinity inside." I think I'll have to rush a little because I have too much to cover. Your name is Shri Satya Sai Bal Vikas. Bhagwan is giving immense meaning in that name itself. Shri Satya Sai, if you want to write in short, how do you write? SSS. And then you write EHV or EV or E, or you write BV. But SSS is most important in our life. Every Bal Vikas Guru must make this triple S as the practical tips to her life. I can only say this to you because I am doing it. First, start the day with silent sitting. I went to Thailand to do a course in EHV. I didn't learn anything except the importance of meditation. Lectures, India is full of them. Theory we can teach better. But what Jumsai and his entire campus stood for was the practice of meditation. I don't say do meditation immediately. Start with silent sitting. Make it a point that every day, 2 minutes of my morning, I will set aside for silent sitting. You will see that wonders will happen in your life. That 2 minutes will help you to do work which you would have taken 6 hours to do in office in 3 hours. It will help you. It will give you such immense power. The intuitive knowledge will rise inside you that you will be able to do your occupational and other works much more easily. You will find that you have so much time on your hands because it gives you the power of prioritization. You will be able to put your priorities right in life. Second S, during the day, any time of the day, every Bal Vikas Guru must read, study. Every day you must read a chapter, a paragraph, a page, whatever. And I don't say read only Satya Sai Speaks. I don't want you to be limited. Read any good literature. In fact, there is a very good book, I don't know whether you all read it. It's called 1 Minute Wisdom. All these stories which I'm telling you are from that book. It's by a father called Anthony de Mello, Father Anthony de Mello. He's written Prayers of the Frog, all these type of books. It takes you exactly 1 minute to read one story. So read those books. And these books are very good because whenever you go to class, you will have an entire encyclopedia of stories to share with the children. As a topic comes up, you will be able to tell stories. And stories is the best weapon for a Bal Vikas Guru. So study is necessary. But this must be a regular habit. The third S, when you end the day, you must do self-introspection, self-audit, or what you call filling up your spiritual diary. Maybe you have no time to put ticks and crosses and all that, but at least you can do, lying down in bed, you can do an introspection. Have I been a better person today than what I was yesterday? If you have taken a class, have I been a better Bal Vikas Guru today than what I was yesterday? If the answer is yes, go to sleep. If the answer is no, think, where did I go wrong? What more could I do? What was the lacuna that I faced in my class? And make amends for it. Not sleep over there and doesn't matter, next Saturday I will see you. That sort of lackadaisical attitude will not do. So you have to keep these 3 S's as your 3 weapons in your daily life. Silent sitting, self-study and self-introspection. You will find the transformation process is beginning. Because as you do this, you will realize the divinity in you getting stronger. You will get answers from within. Your intuitive power will rise, and therefore we come to a beautiful song. जब से मैंने साई पाया मेरा जीवन बदल बदल गया. Since the time I met Bhagwan, my life has transformed. जब से मैंने साई पाया मेरा जीवन बदल बदल गया. इस जहां की बुराइयों से, इस जहां की बुराइयों से मुझे छुड़ाया प्यार देके, मुझे छुड़ाया प्यार देके. तब से दिल मेरा मन मेरा काया मेरा जीवन बदल बदल गया. तब से दिल मेरा मन मेरी काया मेरा जीवन बदल बदल. Since the time I met Bhagwan, my life has changed. He has removed the negativities from my life with only pure love. My heart, my mind, my body, every aspect of my life has undergone a change. This is the power of divinity. जब से मैंने साईं पाया मेरा जीवन बदल बदल गया. सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम राह दिखाया चलना सिखाया राह दिखाया चलना सिखाया. से दिल मेरा मन मेरी काया मेरा जीवन बदल बदल गया. तब से दिल मेरा मन मेरी काया मेरा जीवन बदल बदल गया. He had shown me the path. राह दिखाया. You understood? No? चलना सिखाया. My actions were enough for you to understand. So since the time I have brought divinity into my life, everything has undergone a change. What happens? Somebody asked in the session that you have a bad morning and then you go to the class. You will find that transformation has taken place. What has happened? You are able to control your emotions before you go to the class. As I said, it's not glass handle with care, it's class handle with care. We always write on the boxes, no? Fragile, handle with care. So instead of the glass, you have a class to handle with care. You find that there's an entire change in yourself. You don't understand, but you feel that there is somebody motivating you. That there is some inner power that is working through you. And then you realize, no, it's not me, it is God working through me. And therefore what you should do is just be a witness. Watch. Little Johnny was trained to go for an audition. So his mother said, see, you act like this and tomorrow you will be chosen for the drama. So Johnny went with all the power, ready to act. When he came back in the evening, Mummy asked him, Johnny, what role did you get in the drama? The mother said, I'm sure you're the king in the role. No, Mama, not the king. Then you must be the queen. No, not queen. Then definitely the prince. No, Mama, not even the prince. Then what role did you get, Johnny? Simple, Mama. I was asked to sit and applaud. I was asked to sit and cheer. That's what you have to do. You have to sit and applaud at Bhagwan's divine grace flowing through you to the Bal Vikas children. This is what every Bal Vikas Guru has to. This Bal Vikas is like an inward journey. It's taking you back to your source. So somebody asked in the morning about going back to one's source, to taking a U-turn back in your lives. You go to a particular spot, you drive and you take a U-turn and come back. This Bal Vikas is like that. It's helping you to take a U-turn in your life and go back to the very source. So transformation is something dropped, not something done. It's telling you to drop something in your life. Drop means what? Not your purse, not your handkerchief. Drop some negativity from your laziness, shirk your inertia. Whatever you feel is a hindrance in your growth, drop it. You will have difficulties. First time you drop it, again you will say, no, forget it, not today. But then you will find that suddenly there is a power inside you that is pushing you. And that is the power that will work only if you are a witness, if you watch it work. Am I going too fast? No. I think it's quite simple. What is the base of Bal Vikas? The base of Bal Vikas is Daiva Priti. It helps to promote devotion and faith. The very basis of the entire Sri Satya Sai Bal Vikas program is the principle of God. The principle of God. I have a beautiful story to tell you. There was a lawyer like me who was asked to make a will. So I asked the old man who was about to die, Uncle, what do you want to give and whom do you want to give your estate to? You know what is a will, no? The last testament before you die. So he said, I have 19 horses. I want you to apply. You have all had tea. 19 horses I want to distribute. I don't have a wife. She passed away long ago. But I have a lovely son. His name is Raju. I want to give half of those 19 horses to Raju. Fine. Half of 19. There only she goes. Then he said, I want to give 1/4 of these horses to Ramu, the servant who looks after me. And 1/5 horses to the mandir, where I go every evening and spend my days. I said, fine. And whom do you want to make your executor? He said, I want to make Mahesh my executor. Executor is one who will carry out the bequests of the deceased after the death. So I wrote Mahesh's name, I prepared the will, I took the old man's signature in the presence of 2 witnesses and I sealed the will and I gave it to the old man. He kept it in a locker and he passed away. Mahesh knew that he was the executor, so he searched for the will, he opened the will. Sitting in the village square, he started scratching his head. He said, this Kamala doesn't know how to make a will. Imagine the first line itself is full of anomalies. What does it say? Half of 19 horses to Raju, my son. Half of 19, as you said, is how much? How much? 9.5. You mean I'm going to slaughter one horse and give? So he started scratching his head. So while he was scratching, I asked him, what is it? He said, you don't know what you have done. You have caused more problems. At that time, an old man comes into the village square and sees Mahesh and me talking. And he gets comes down from his horse and says, what is the problem? So Mahesh explains, it's simple, bring all the 19 horses here. So all the 19 horses Mahesh brought and kept them in a line. And he brought the 20th horse and kept it. And as he brought the 20th horse, he said, now distribute. Half of 20, 10. So 10 goes to Raju. 1/5 of 20 goes to the servant, Ramu. 1/5 of 20 is 4. So 4 went to Ram. And 1/4 of 20 is 5, which goes to the mandir. So 10 plus 4 plus 5, 19. He sat on the 20th horse and went away. So Mahesh said, stop, what did you do? He said, simple, whenever in problem, bring the 20th horse into your life. And that 20th horse is the principle of God. You won't believe it, it's like a Hindi movie. Have you seen Hindi movies? It's like a Hindi movie. I said this sentence, whenever in problem, bring the 20th horse into your life. The Purna Chandra curtain moved and Bhagwan came out. And he said, yes, I am that principle. My hair still stands on it when I remember how Bhagwan corroborates whatever you say. If you mean it, if you experience His divinity, then He will help you in His cases. So he said, I am the 20th horse. Imagine God comes down to the level of a horse to explain to a dumb person like us that whenever in problem, add the divine principle. And you will find that this Daiva Priti, this love for God, is the most important. It helps you to move ahead because it will help you to give up your bad habits. It will promote self-confidence and it will help you to act righteously. And you know about the 3 monkeys. I don't want to tell too much of it because you're all gurus and more experienced. In fact, many of you may have. So, if you have that faith, you will find that the next step you take becomes very easily. And I was just telling the story, still on the Purna Chandra Hall. I said, it's such a pleasure when my car turns into the compound of the building. Though my husband is worried about potatoes, my little children in that building, I have no children of my own, my children in the building will come and say, Sai Ram Auntie, Sai Ram. They don't call me Kamala Auntie, Sai Ram. They say, Sai Ram Auntie, Sai Ram. My name has become Sai Ram Auntie. And Swami went back to the room. At dinner time, he commented to Indulal Shah and B. Srinivasan, the chairman, what that Pandya said, no, was right. Children don't care about Kamala or Devi or Rama or Shanti or whatever. What do the children want? They want Sairam, Auntie Sairam. So imagine God is lending His name to you. That is the power, that is the step that God takes in your favor. And you will find that you by yourself will learn the power of discrimination. If you can discriminate, automatically the children will watch you and be able to discriminate. Because the children have already identified with you. In fact, you will find many a parent coming to your class and saying, see, if I say no, he won't listen. But if Sairam Aunty says no, it is like God's gospel truth. So he will listen to whatever you say. And they will come and request you. You just tell him, no, have a little fruit in the morning. Whatever they want, the change to be brought in the child's life, they will use you as the medium. Yes, you had that experience. So you will find that the power of discrimination increases not only in you, but even in the child. The child will show his power of discrimination most when he is put in a trying situation. His mother wants him to go to a party or a wedding. He'll say, no mom, today is Bal Vikas. I have to go to Aunt Sairam Auntie's class. That is the pull, that is the draw that you will have. He'll say, mom, I'll stay with Sairam Auntie till you come back. I'll sit with Auntie, I'll spend my time with Auntie. When you come back, you come and pick me up. That is the power of that love that you are giving the children. It's a beautiful song on Bal Vikas that we have. Tell me when I'm supposed to stop. B for bless. It's just on like Do Re Mi. You've heard that Sound of Music song. And this is again I presented before Bhagwan. Of course, he only inspired me. The letters of Bal Vikas I made into Do Re Mi. B for blessings, count them now. A for Ananda, that's bliss. L for love that flows from in. V for values, one and all. I for integration. K for knowledge of the soul. A for Anugrah, that's grace that will bring us back to S-A-I-S-I. B for blessings, count them now. A for Ananda, that's bliss. L for love that flows from in. V for values, one and all. I for integration. K for knowledge of the soul. A for Anugrah, that's grace that will bring us back to S-A-I-S-I. B for blessing. This is what Bal Vikas is. The entire wealth of knowledge is in that word itself. It's your blessing. Count it now. Think it to be your last opportunity. It's A that gives you Ananda, the bliss, which is so supreme that is not happiness, it's Ananda, which is much greater than happiness. L, it is that which fills you with love for your children. A beautiful story in our life. We have no children of our own. Though we were married by Bhagwan, 2-3 years after our marriage, Bhagwan came to Dharmakshetra and he asked Nimish, Bolo, bolo, kitna bacha? Swami, none. Ye sab kaun hai? There was a whole rally of 3,500 children in front. Ye sab kaun hai? Who are all these in front of you? So Nimish said, Bal Vikas. Bal Vikas' children are your children. Fine. The lawyer understood the lesson. In the evening, Swami comes down the steps again and he goes to Nimish. Kitna bacha hai? Lawyer, kitna bacha? Swami, 3,500. So Swami said, Tumhara kitna bacha? Yours, how many are yours? Swami, 3,000. No, your children, how many? So now to carry the story forward, still, whenever we sit for a puja, I was telling you in the car, whenever we sit for a puja, the pujari will always ask, what is your wife's name, what is your husband's name, what is your mother's name, what is your father's name, what is your nakshatra, when were you born, all those stories, Then he'll come, how many children do you have? When we say we have no children, he makes such a sad face like the world has come to an end. So I don't like that. When you're sitting for a puja, why should he make such a sorry face? So one day when we were sitting for the puja, I told him, see, if he asks him who are your children, you say, I have 2 children, Bala and Vikas. And he said, who? Say, Bala is the daughter and Vikas is the son. But that was not enough. That man was extra smart. He said, what is Yeah, man is very good at making up stories. He told something in Sanskrit, Mithun Mutun. So that's how it is. So you must tell me 5 minutes, okay. So we come to therefore that the duty, not only discrimination also gives you the commitment, the determination that every child must go from group 1 to group 3, and not only to group 3, must even beyond group 3 maintain a relationship with you. I have a time when I have my Ganpati, during the 11 days you keep Ganpati at home, or 5 days. All my ex children know that auntie keeps Ganpati. So they say, we're going to Sarah Mandi's house for Ganpati bhajan. Not only they, but even their parents will come. So then that contact, that commitment to be, they know, the children can see it with you. They know that Sarah Mandi's door will never be closed at these days. So they will come and they will sit for their bhajan, they will sing the bhajan and go. So the commitment must be very strong on your part. And the most important thing is that not only is the title Bal Vikas important, but Bal Vikas word has 3 vowels. When you go to school, you teach children consonants and vowels. So I'm coming back to the ABC of Bal Vikas. There are 3 vowels in that, with which I will end. And what are those 3 vowels? The 3 vowels in Bal Vikas are A, I, and A. The first A that you have, the first vowel in that Bal Vikas word is Bhakti Marg. By doing Bal Vikas, you are opening up the royal road to divinity. What are the 3 royal roads to divinity? The first is the road of devotion, Bhakti. It is an appointment with God. The first A is an appointment with God. And that is why I tell my children that you can't come late, it's an appointment with God. Not only that, I've gone one step ahead. I've told them, if I can, in Bombay, if I tell them not to see TV, they will never come to my class. So I said, you see TV, but next Sunday you come back, or next Saturday you come back and tell me one good thing you learned from the TV. They will tell me all the names of those serials, Bada Acha Conductor, something names they will tell. Then they will come and discuss everything. And I say, okay, fine, all that is fine. But tell me what one good thing you learned. So in the ads that come, the commercials that come between the serial, that's where the children can find a lot of good things. There's an ad on Colgate toothpaste. I learned this from a child. She says, Auntie, have you seen the ad on Colgate toothpaste? So I said, yes, what is there? You tell me what it is. I hardly see TV. Half the time Nimish puts it on, I am sleeping. So he's learned to see TV in mute. Some of the glimpses of getting married to a hyperactive lady, you see. So I said, what do you see? So he says, I see a father, a mother, and a little girl with lovely set of pearly white teeth, a Colgate toothpaste, and what do I see? One more thing, Auntie. There is a ring of sound that comes round that Colgate. Tring, it goes. Have you seen that ad? There's a Colgate toothpaste and goes tring. Auntie, when I saw that tring, I remembered that if we do tring of life and then leave the house, God will protect us. I said, how do we do it? I said, Auntie, before we leave the house, we'll just do tring of protection and leave the house. So now it has become a feature in our class. In fact, it has become a habit that when we leave the home, all of us do like this. Ring, tring, and we leave. And what is that tring? It's a tring of protection. Then I remembered what I had done in school. I had a Christian friend who would, give me a hand, who would before leaving the house go to her mother, and mother will make the sign of the cross on the hand. That means God be with you. I never understood the meaning. That child taught me, just as that cross you used to do when you were small, this is the tring of divinity. So all of us, we do the tring of protection before we leave the house. So, and not only that, to make things better, once I went to Puttaparthi, I saw Swami on the chair doing this. I said, wow, my children are explaining this is something that God is reinforcing. Then again they come with another ad. There's a fair and lovely ad. It shows that in 7 days if you apply fair and lovely soap, from black to white, that's what the children say. And if you apply that soap from black to white you become. And I say, what about those who are white? So they don't laugh. So I said, what do we do? How do we learn anything? Auntie, if we say the japa, no, the Gayatri japa, no, our heart will become from black to white. So therefore, remember, it's an appointment with God. Second, it's an inward journey. An inward journey means it's opening up which marga? The Jnana marga. Because it's taking you within. It's making you realize that not this, not this, not this, only this. So it's an inward journey. It's opening the Jnana marga, the marga of knowledge, the path of knowledge. And the third important A that it opens up is action without desire for the fruit. So the karma marga. You do it as an offering to God without craving for the fruit of that action. But this God will never let you down. This God will pay you back 1,000,000 times in this world itself. And therefore, with these few words, I say Sai Ram and goodbye.